It being 1 o'clock, we'll call the House Finance Committee meeting to order on St. Patrick's Day, March 17th. And before us at this time is an amendment, a non-germane amendment, House Bill 71 FN. We'll recognize Representative Edwards to introduce it.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This is going to be familiar to members who participated in a similar non-germane amendment discussion a couple of weeks ago. There was tremendous feedback on that proposal, and I think all of that feedback that I received that day has found its way into this amendment, or I've just didn't deal with it because the amendment no longer covered it. So what we're trying to do here in general is to go to the contract addendum that all vendors sign when they sign a contract with the department. In it, they attest that they will comply with all our human rights procedures, all the non-discrimination procedures, all of the like. What this amendment would do is it would add within that middle of that string of things that they would comply with, it would add the Patient Bill of Rights. So New Hampshire passed the Patient Bill of Rights. It's in law. It already should be complied with. In talking to the Hospital Association and with the Department of Health and Human Services, no one had any more remaining issues with it, and they proactively told me that it was a fine amendment, not that they would have sought it, but that everyone is okay with it. Now, because I hate the idea of having legislation mandate that contracts include specific language, I included in this a kind of a self-removal ability. So the obligation to put the Patient Bill of Rights into that contract addendum will be mandated by the legislature only for the purpose of this budget cycle. And then it'll go into, this legislation will go into automatic repeal. Now, in my experience working with this kind of boilerplate material that goes with the contract, once this Patient Bill of Rights gets in there, nobody's going to actively remove it. I don't see anyone trying to remove it. So it'll no longer need legislative support because it's already New Hampshire law. So, so the applicability would be only for the new contracts or new amendments to it. And so the effective date of the repeal goes into effect November 30th of 2026. And the remainder of this whole bill, because this will get, hopefully we'll talk about that later today, this will get attached as an item to House Bill 71. And so 71 goes into effect 60 days after passage. So in talking to friends and less friendly, I don't pick up that there's any opposition to this amendment. But so that's my introduction. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Questions from committee members? And I would like at this time to say we have a full committee with Representative Sullivan filling in for Representative Leishman. Ryan Sullivan, welcome to Finance. Okay, Representative Kelly.
I'm actually Representative Lane, and I'm
Another
substituting for
And your name?
Representative Lane.
Lane, L-A-N-E?
Yep.
Thank you. Questions from committee members about this amendment? Anyone? Representative Tulerski.
No, I would be curious if anyone here is going to speak to the amendment. We did do a number of work sessions on it. And I believe that we came to an agreement on language. This is a little bit different from the original draft, but we have reached out to some participants in the public hearing, and they assured us that it is in a good place. But I am curious if anyone's here.
Thank you. Is there any member of the public wants to comment on this proposed amendment? All right. Oh, he's even got a pink card. Thank you, John.
Chairman Weiler, members of the House Finance Committee. For the record, my name is John Williams. I'm the Director of Legislative Affairs. And to address Representative Tulerski's question, I actually wasn't planning to testify. Representative Edwards did a really good job in summarizing, but I can provide a little bit more detail on the crosswalk between the amendment that you saw when it was before Division 3 and the amendment here today. This came as a work product of working with Nathan White, our Chief Financial Officer, also with Robert Moore, our Director for Procurement. I also want to represent affirmatively, and I asked specifically of the entities if I could represent this, both the New Hampshire Hospital Association and the individual who was here on behalf of Dartmouth Hitchcock also was able to review the language that we had respectfully requested of Representative Edwards. Representative Edwards was kind enough to accept the changes that we were requesting because we felt to get the language fixed at this level made much more sense than doing it downstream in the event that this bill, the underlying bill, makes it to the Senate. Of note here, you may recall that the word addenda was used originally. That was a problem because there was no such word, at least according to our contracts folks, used in it, so they put in the word amendment at our request. The other question was about the prospective nature or applicability and grandfathering in existing contracts, and that's where the other language change occurred as well as a result of this legislation. Other than that, off the top of my head, I think that pretty much covers the two major changes that we had requested of Representative Edwards.
Appreciate the assistance. Anything further?
Should I make a motion? Do we have a motion?
We do not have a motion as of yet.
I don't we, are we not executing any of this? Because later I want to try to attach this to 71.
If I could, I think that would be the time to do it. At this point, this is still only the public hearing, but when you exec the bill later, you could attach this amendment
All
to
right,
it.
thank you.
All right, so we don't need a vote yet, is what you're saying?
That's right.
All right. Anything further to discuss on this? At 1:15, we'll go into the exec session on all these other bills that you see before you. And I would like to just say the person making the motion have a report ready by the end of the day. And unless it's retained, if it's a retained bill, no report is necessary. But if there's a motion other than that, and if there's going to be a minority report, I'd like to know that because he's got to put that on the green sheet when we get into all that stuff. So that'll be the way we proceed when we get going on all these other bills. And we have the recommendations. It came from the divisions that we'll be looking at, and I assume those people that I will be naming, or that the division chair will be naming, will be the ones that will have the report ready to go into the calendar because we don't want to be delayed too much more. We're coming up on deadlines. Sorry about that. Excuse me. 2 minutes. All right. All right, I want you to know I paid my fine. And anybody else that hasn't paid your dues for the coffee fund, please see Janet so we can refill the coffee. I think we're running out. So, anything else? Any other comments for the good of the committee before we have one more minute before we get started? Anybody want to tell a joke?
An Irish joke?
Yeah, that'd be good. All right. You're going to tell one? All right, when we get started on the 1:15 meeting, does everyone have a list of the bills that will be we'll be execing on. Very good. Right. All right, everybody get ready to look at HB 67.
And there's an amendment, number 781.
Thank you. Okay, it being 1:15, we'll call the Finance Committee, House Finance Committee to order. And the first thing on our agenda on the 1:15 meeting is executive session on House Bill 67 FN. And these are Division 3 bills, so Division 1 bills. I'll recognize Representative McGuire.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I will recognize Representative Ebel for a motion.
Thank you very much, both the chairs. This bill came to us from an enthusiastic voice vote passing on the House floor. It's a very simple bill. It basically converts a pilot program for the use of accessible voting machines in local elections to a permanent position as it came, or to a permanent program. As it came to finance, it had $100,000 in appropriated funds associated with it. In conversations with the Secretary of State's office and the prime sponsor, it was agreed that the appropriation could be removed and the deadlines adjusted. So I would like to move, first of all, amendment number 0781H to HB 67, which you should all have. And you'll see that this strips out the $100,000 appropriation. It puts into place a date for the repeal of December 31st, 2025, and it also makes the effective date December 31st, 2025. So that is my motion, if I could have a second.
I will second that motion.
Any other discussion?
Show of hands on the amendment. Yeah. Okay. Looks unanimous, I think.
Okay, thank you.
Any
Okay.
opposed?
Okay.
Okay. But then I would like to make a motion of ought to pass as amended on HB 67.
And I will second that motion.
Is there any further discussion? The clerk will call the roll on the motion of ought to pass as amended on House Bill 67 with the amendment. 0781H.
Representative McGuire,
Yes.
thank you. Thank you. Representative Earth,
Yes.
Representative Mooney,
Yes.
Representative Edwards,
Yes.
clerk votes yes. Representative Bean,
Yes.
Representative Cambrels,
Yes.
Representative Papamucci Mueller,
Yes.
Representative Sweeney,
Yes.
Representative Seaworth,
Yes.
Representative DeRoy, Representative Nelvanko, Representative Walner,
Yes.
Representative Sullivan, Representative Murray,
Yes.
Representative Ebel,
Yes.
Representative Talinsky,
Yes.
Representative Harkin Phillips,
Yes.
Representative Stringham,
Yes.
Representative Priest,
Yes.
Representative Rung,
Yes.
Representative Mungs,
Yes.
Representative Lang.
Yes.
It's unanimous, 25-0.
I
Mr.
vote
Chair.
yes as well.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I vote yes.
Oh, I missed Daniels.
Thank you. Anybody else
Thank
get
you.
missed? Okay. All right, next.
Yeah, should we put this on consent?
If it has no money, that's a good idea.
Yep, it doesn't. Yes, let's do that. All right, next, Mr. Chair.
Go ahead.
House Bill, I'll recognize Representative Ebel for a motion on House Bill 111.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. We discussed HB 111 in division, and we decided unanimously to retain it for further discussion. Oh, because it's a, it extends, I'm sorry. It extends the position of the Right to Know Ombudsman for 2 years, which is a position that has been in existence for a couple of years already.
Okay. Is there a second?
Yes, Representative Sweeney seconds. I'll just mention, we happen to have the gentleman here with us today. And our plan is to put this bill into House Bill 2. I mean, we're retaining it, but we're going to put it into House Bill 2. We may change some of the financial and details of the position, but the position will still continue.
64.
Any further discussion? Does the ombudsman wish to say anything?
Hello, my name's Tom Kerr. I'm the Right to Know Ombudsman. The only thing I'd say about House Bill 2, just so that the committee is aware, if for some reason House Bill 2 and the budget go into a continuing resolution, I'm under the impression that the office expires on July 1st. I just want to mention that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't know as that's going to happen in this state. We hope not. Further discussion from the committee members? Seeing none. Clerk will call a roll on the motion to retain House Bill 111, and then we'll incorporate it into HB 2.
Representative McGuire,
Yes.
Representative Earth,
Yes.
Representative Mooney,
Yes.
Representative Edwards,
Yes.
Representative, yes. Representative Bean,
Yes.
Representative Cambrils,
Yes.
Representative Papapucci Miller,
Yes.
Representative Sweeney,
Yes.
Representative Daniels,
Yes.
Representative Seaworth,
Yes.
Representative DeRoy,
Yes.
Representative Nalvanko, Representative Walner,
Yes.
Representative Sullivan,
Yes.
Representative Murray,
Yes.
Representative Evil,
Yes.
Representative Talinsky,
Yes.
Representative Harkin Phillips,
Yes.
Representative Stringham,
Yes.
Representative Priest,
Yes.
Representative Rung,
Yes.
Representative Munns,
Yes.
Representative Lane,
Yes.
Representative Walner.
Yes.
It's 25-0.
25-0, the bill will be retained and will be incorporated into HB 2, and no report is necessary. Representative McGuire.
Okay. On House Bill 164, I again recognize Representative Ebel.
Thank you very much. This bill, again, is a fairly straightforward bill. And where the division is recommending that HB 164 be retained for consideration in HB 2. Basically, it establishes a situation where the director at the at the Secretary of State's office can designate, with the approval of the Municipal Records Board, a publicly accessible website for the retention and public access to local records. And they can hire someone to do it and create the website, and it does have an appropriation, which is why we decided that we should keep it for further consideration. So I'd like to make a motion that it be retained.
I'll second that.
Who was that?
Rung.
Representative Rung.
Further discussion? Anybody from the public need to comment? All right, seeing none, the motion is to retain House Bill 164 for inclusion in HB 2, or consideration of inclusion. Clerk will call the roll on the motion to retain.
Representative McGuire.
Yes.
Representative Earth.
Yes.
Representative Mooney.
Yes.
Representative Edwards.
Yes.
Clerk votes yes. Representative Dean.
Yes.
Representative Cambrose.
Yes.
Representative Popovich Mueller.
Yes.
Representative Sweeney.
Yes.
Representative Daniels.
Yes.
Representative Seaworth.
Yes.
Representative DeRoy.
Yes.
Representative Nell Vanco.
Yes.
Representative Wallner.
Yes.
Representative Sullivan.
Yes.
Representative Murray.
Yes.
Representative Ebel.
Yes.
Representative Talinsky.
Yes.
Representative Harkin Phillips.
Yes.
Representative Stram.
Yes.
Representative Priest.
Yes.
Representative Rung.
Yes.
Representative Munns.
Yes.
Representative Lane.
Yes.
Representative Wilder.
Yes.
The vote is 25-0.
25-0, no report is needed.
All right.
Representative McGuire.
On House Bill 216, I will move to retain.
I will second it.
Seconded by Representative Campbell. So this bill is actually more of a true retain because we were unable to get any kind of accurate information from the New Hampshire retirement system on what the cost of this would be. They say they don't have a way of determining it. And we also tried, I think, the Labor Department and didn't have much luck there either. So this will take some work to figure out just what this could cost. It has a somewhat scary fiscal note, but the ED&A committee thinks it's near zero. So this is really a true retain.
Further discussion? Seeing none, we have a motion and a second to retain House Bill 216. And we may be looking for further information as we incorporate all these bills into HB 2. Clerk will call the roll on the motion. Yes, further.
So
Representative McGuire.
just a moment. So I don't want to give the impression that this is under consideration for HB2. This is under consideration for thinking about it and working on it over the next few months, right? So anyways, but I'll vote yes.
Okay. Carry on.
Representative McGuire.
Yes.
Representative Earth.
Yes.
Representative Mooney.
Yes.
Representative Edwards.
Yes.
Clerk votes yes. Representative Bean.
Yes.
Representative Cambrose.
Yes.
Representative Popovich Mueller.
Yes.
Representative Sweeney.
Yes.
Representative Daniels.
Yes.
Representative Seaworth.
Yes.
Representative DeRoy.
Yes.
Representative Nell Vanco.
Yes.
Representative Wallner.
Yes.
Representative Sullivan.
Yes.
Representative Murray.
Yes.
Representative Ebel.
Yes.
Representative Talinsky.
Yes.
Representative Harkin Phillips.
Yes.
Representative Stringham.
Yes.
Representative Priest.
Yes.
Representative Rung.
Yes.
Representative Munns.
Yes.
Representative Lane.
Yes.
Representative Weiler.
Yes.
25-0.
25-0. No report required. Moving on, Representative McGuire.
On House Bill 282, I'll recognize Representative Munns for a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This bill increases the total amount that can be paid out to first responders that may be entitled to a critical injury benefit. It increases the total amount that can be paid out in any one biennium from 500,000 to $1 million. It does not increase the payment to any individual. It just increases the number of people that could receive a benefit in the event that there's a catastrophic incident. We are motioning to ought to pass, and that's it.
I will second that motion.
Okay, and I'll just state that because this is covers a circumstance that fortunately has not occurred before, there's no financial impact to the budget, and therefore we're just recommending ought to pass rather than putting it in House Bill 2.
Further discussion on House Bill 282? Seeing none, the clerk will call the roll on the motion of ought to pass on House Bill 282.
Representative McGuire.
Yes.
Representative Earth.
Yes.
Representative Mooney.
Yes.
Representative Edwards.
Yes.
The clerk votes yes. Representative Bean.
Yes.
Representative Cambrose.
Yes.
Representative Papabucci Miller.
Yes.
Representative Sweeney.
Yes.
Representative Daniels.
Yes.
Representative Seaworth.
Yes.
Representative DeRoy.
Yes.
Representative Nelvenko.
Yes.
Representative Wallner.
Yes.
Representative Sullivan.
Yes.
Representative Murray.
Yes.
Representative Evil.
Yes.
Representative Talinsky.
Yes.
Representative Harkin Phillips.
Yes.
Representative Strahan.
Yes.
Representative Priest.
Yes.
Representative Rung.
Yes.
Representative Munns.
Yes.
Representative Lane.
Yes.
The chair, Representative Wildman.
Yes.
The vote is 25-0.
25-0, and there will be a report required, and I'm sure Representative Munns has it written. And we'll look at that right after. Thank you.
Okay.
Representative McGuire.
So next is House Bill 619. I will again recognize Representative Munns.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We voted to retain this bill. There is quite a bit of work going on within our division on work relating to solid waste issues. And this would be a part of that ultimate solution to those or resolution of those discussions. So we want to give that time to give us some time to work through that, and hopefully this can be incorporated into that final solution that would be built into the budget. So we're motioning to retain.
Seconded by?
And I'll second that.
Thank you. And we're hoping to make this solid waste accounting unit self-funding. So that's one of our goals in the budget. Okay. That's it.
Okay, if no further discussion on 619, the clerk will call a roll on the motion to retain.
Representative McGuire.
Yes.
Representative Earth.
Yes.
Representative Mooney.
Yes.
Representative Edwards.
Yes.
The clerk votes yes. Representative Bean.
Yes.
Representative Cambrose.
Yes.
Representative Papabucci Miller.
Yes.
Representative Sweeney.
Yes.
Representative Daniels.
Yes.
Representative Seaworth.
Yes.
Representative DeRoy.
Yes.
Representative Nelvenko.
Yes.
Representative Wallner.
Yes.
Representative Sullivan.
Yes.
Representative Murray. Representative Evil. Representative Talinsky. Representative Harkin Phillips.
Yes.
Representative Strahan.
Yes.
Representative Priest.
Yes.
Representative Rung.
Yes.
Representative Munns.
Yes.
Representative Lane,
Yes.
Representative Wildman,
Yes.
25-0.
Okay, and I'm sure that Representative Munns has that report as well.
That's a retained bill.
Ah, sorry about that. No,
Mr. Chair, if I may, with respect to HB 282,
Yes.
as thrilled as I am to be writing the opinion on that, may I suggest that we put that on the consent calendar?
I think we took all the money out of it, right? No.
Well,
We did
it's-
have, no, we had money on it.
It has numbers in it, but
Yeah.
it doesn't have a cost really. So I don't know. It's a question, but
Rather than have it questioned,
yeah,
we'll
let's
put it on the regular.
put it on the
calendar.
regular.
I don't think
probably
there's
be
anything
a
about that.
voice vote. Yeah. So okay.
Just for clarification, Mr. Chair,
Yes.
I thought the protocol, if not the rule around putting fiscal notes on consent, is if it spends more than $10,000, it ought not go into consent. So if that's the case, wouldn't it also be the case that if it's going to spend less than 10,000, it can go on consent?
Well, I never heard the figure 10,000. I always heard that if it had money, it couldn't go on consent. Even if it had money, but it was an ITL, it could go on consent, because now then it doesn't spend money. So, that'd be the rule that I've always gone by. Representative McGuire.
The issue here is that this is a bill that has a number in it of $1 million. And if there's like pileups on the highway that involve multiple police officers dying or something, or serious injury, then that $1 million could happen, and it could happen every year kind of thing. So, there's potential for money, but that incident that triggers this has never happened yet. So, it's one of those. All right.
Better safe than sorry.
Yeah. So let me make a motion on House Bill 650 of ought to pass.
Right?
I'll second that motion.
Okay.
All right. So I'm the chair of a committee called the Joint Committee on Dedicated Funds. And every year we examine 1/5 of the dedicated funds and make recommendations for any changes in the underlying laws or repealing funds and so on. And so we put in one bill that's an annual cleanup bill, and that's what this one is. So it's almost housekeeping. It's not quite, but it's very simple, and there's no money involved. So
You actually save money, right?
there's a potential for moving a little money into the general fund from this.
From
One
cancellation of funds.
Yeah, from certain things, but like the one thing we discovered was the legislature allocated $750,000 a year for this robotics fund, but it wasn't being used fully, and so the fund itself was filling up and overflowing essentially, and so we put in a cap on that fund of $1 million. So if it ever has more than $1 million, then it would lapse. So that's one thing that possibly could get some money out.
Very good. Further discussion on House Bill 650? Seeing none, the motion is ought to pass, and the clerk will call the roll on that motion.
Representative McGuire,
Yes.
Representative Earth,
Yes.
Representative Mooney,
Yes.
Representative Edwards.
Yes.
Clerk votes yes. Representative Dean,
Yes.
Representative Cambrose,
Yes.
Representative Popovici Moon,
Yes.
Representative Sweeney, Yes. Representative Daniels.
Yes.
Representative Seaworth,
Yes.
Representative DeRoy,
Yes.
Representative Nelvenko,
Yes.
Representative Wallman,
Yes.
Representative Sullivan,
Yes.
Representative Murray,
Yes.
Representative Evil,
Yes.
Representative Delansky,
Yes.
Representative Harkin Phillips,
Yes.
Representative Strand,
Yes.
Representative Priest,
Yes.
Representative Rung,
Yes.
Representative Munns,
Yes.
Representative Lane,
Yes.
Chair Weiler.
Yes.
The vote is 25-0.
25-0.
This could be on consent. This can be on consent.
All right, we'll put this one on consent. All right, thank you very much, Division 1. Next, go to Division 2 on the back of your sheet, and we'll recognize Representative Erf.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So the first bill on our list is HB 129, relative to the definition of the term evidence-based within public education. And I will call on Representative Popovich for a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move to retain.
Is there a
Is there
second?
a second, Mr. Bean? Is it you?
Second.
Thank you.
Who seconded it?
Bean.
My bad.
Bean.
See? He noted. He realized. My bad. It's my bad.
What was the motion?
Retain.
You want to speak to it?
And if I may briefly speak to the motion, this is just retain. We are still trying to figure out, how to put the language together. So I do not expect to see this in HB2.
Further discussion? Seeing none. Clerk will call the roll on the motion to retain House Bill 129.
Representative McGuire.
Yes.
Representative Earth.
Yes.
Representative Mooney.
Yes.
Representative Edwards.
Yes.
Clerk votes yes. Representative Bean.
Yes.
Representative Cambrose.
Yes.
Representative Popovici Mueller.
Yes.
Representative Sweeney.
Yes.
Representative Daniels.
Yes.
Representative Seaworth.
Yes.
Representative DeRoy.
Yes.
Representative Nelvanko.
Yes.
Representative Waldman.
Yes.
Representative Sullivan.
Yes.
Representative Murray.
Yes.
Representative Abel.
Yes.
Representative Kalinsky.
Yes.
Representative Harkin Phillips.
Yes.
Representative Stram.
Yes.
Representative Priest.
Yes.
Representative Rung.
Yes.
Representative Munns.
Yes.
Representative Lang.
Yes.
Chair Weiler.
Yes.
The vote is 25-0.
Thank you. Representative Erf.
The next bill is HB 133, modifying the new resident driver's license transfer requirements, specifying when the Division of Motor Vehicles shall send violation notices and appropriating funds to the division for technological upgrades required for legal compliance. And I'll call on Representative Popovich for a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move to retain.
I'll second.
And if I may briefly, this is the only bill that we have on calendar from Division 2 that is not a straight 7-0. The committee discussed quite a bit the justifications for the bill. The majority ended up deciding that it was a bill worth retaining with the intent of putting it in HB2, while obviously the minority seems to disagree. So I leave it at that. Thank you.
Further discussion? Representative Harkin Phillips.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. While the discussion in committee was pretty robust on this bill, the minority ended up opposed to it because of three general factors. First, there was a real concern about the constitutionality of this proposed bill, specifically because, as the DMV described it to us, holding a license is a privilege here in the state of New Hampshire, but voting, in fact, is our sacred American right. And as the way the law is written, it would require voters to also purchase a driver's license, even if they do not drive, as an obligation tied to their voting status. So there was real concern of whether or not this is actually a poll tax. And while that constitutionality will be litigated in the future, we understand that past litigation for such bills as SB3 or the Divisive Concepts Bill have cost upwards of $3 million for the state to defend. And that doesn't seem like a fiscally responsible thing to approach. The second issue was really the unworkability between the Department of Motor Vehicles and the Secretary of State's office. The real concern is that when someone registers to vote, the Secretary of State would be required to share information with the Department of Motor Vehicle, which would then follow up with a letter to that person, that voter, letting them know they need to get a driver's license here in the state of New Hampshire, which they thought seemed not within their scope or authority as a department. So I think the real workability issues are surrounding privacy, as well as, there wasn't even an appropriation for the postage increase that the DMV would incur to send out these letters. So, there are several ongoing concerns. That's just a sampling. The third issue is that this is new money that we're talking about for the biennium. And, when our job, we're already confronted with quite a large gap of what we need to cut in existing services and programs across the state. The minority had a hard time understanding why we would endeavor to create a new program with new money under something that was so problematic. So, in summary, this policy did pass the floor with a vote of 206 to 147, but as it has come to the Finance Committee, there are real concerns about financing and the long-term impact of what that litigation down the road could look like. So therefore, the minority has said, the responsibility of us as leaders in the state to try to deal with this bill up front by saying more work either needs to be done and it's not something we're going to put in HB2, or this is not worthy of seeing the light of day. So the minority would prefer an ITL motion in this circumstance. Thank you.
Representative Nalavenko and then Representative Popovici Mueller.
Also,
You didn't have all right. Representative Popovici Mueller.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I will be very brief. I just want to address one of the policy questions brought up by the representative of the minority, which regards the apparent requirement to have a driver's license to vote. This bill has nothing to do with requiring that to vote. It merely says that if somebody moves in state that already has an out-of-state license, and because of the date at which they moved in state and the date they vote, we can notice that they are past the 60 days, then it is okay to share that information, which is public information, by the way, with the DMV, so the DMV, now aware of the violation, can send them a letter. Also, even if a driver's license or some sort of ID, was absolutely required to vote, there is a voter ID card that can be obtained for free as long as the town clerk certifies that, that is justified. So there is zero constitutionality issues. Other than that, I'll stand on my previous comments. Thank you.
Further discussion from the committee. Representative Tulersky.
Thank you for recognizing me. I will just say that it is legal to vote with an out-of-state license here in the state. And not everyone who moves to the state is in need of a driver's license. There are lots of scenarios where someone could move to the state and no longer need a driver's license, such as a grandparent moving to New Hampshire to be with live with their children, and maybe there's a reason why they shouldn't be driving and don't need a driver's license. So I think this is a sledgehammer for an ant, and I would be joining the minority and voting against it.
Further discussion from the committee members. Seeing none. The clerk will call a roll on the motion to retain. Okay, you're just getting ready to answer. On the motion to retain House Bill 133.
Representative McGuire.
Yes.
Representative Earth.
Yes.
Representative Mooney.
Yes.
Representative Edwards.
Yes.
Clerk votes yes. Representative Bean.
yes.
Representative Cambrose.
Yes.
Representative Popovici Mueller.
Yes.
Representative Sweeney.
Yes.
Representative Daniels.
Yes.
Representative Seaworth.
Yes.
Representative DeRoy.
Yes.
Representative Melvanco.
Yes.
Representative Wallner.
No.
Representative Sullivan. No. Representative Murray.
No.
Representative Evil.
No.
Representative Talinsky.
No.
Representative Harkin Phillips.
No.
Representative Stringham.
No.
Representative Priest.
No.
Representative Rung.
No.
Representative Munns.
No.
Representative Lane.
No.
We have,
Representative Weiler votes yes.
oh, yes. Sorry.
14 to 11.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. 13 to 11. No, 14
14
to 11.
to 11.
14, 11.
All right. That will go on the regular calendar.
Retain.
It's a retain. So no report required. Okay.
Should I continue, Mr. Chair?
Yes.
So the next bill on the list is HB 165, relative to the maximum amount of disaster relief funding provided to municipalities after a natural disaster. And I would call on Representative Murray for a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I recommend out to pass on HB 165. As you said, the bill raises the limit for which a municipality can apply for infrastructural disaster relief from $25,000 to $100,000 in one calendar year. These days, while we deal with extreme...
Second.
I'm sorry?
Just seconding the motion before the.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't done. These days, we deal with extreme weather events. One can barely repair a driveway for $25,000, never mind a town road. The bill raises the amount to a level that is more likely to be able to aid a municipality in the face of a disaster to be somewhat more realistic. So I recommend passing HB 165.
Okay, that motion was,
I will second again, yes.
motion was Papavici Miller.
And my apologies if I second it out of order.
Okay. And there's an amendment on that?
No.
No, there is not. Okay. Motion is ought to pass on House Bill 165. Is there any further discussion from the committee? Seeing none, the clerk will call the roll on the motion of ought to pass.
Representative McGuire,
Yes.
Representative Earth,
Yes.
Representative Mooney,
Yes.
Representative Edwards,
Yes.
clerk votes yes. Representative Bean,
Yes.
Representative Cambrils,
Yes.
Representative Papavici Mueller,
Yes.
Representative Sweeney,
Yes.
Representative Daniels,
Yes.
Representative Seaworth,
Yes.
Representative DeRoy,
Yes.
Representative Nelvanko,
Yes.
Representative Walner,
Yes.
Representative Sullivan,
Yes.
Representative Murray,
Yes.
Representative Evil,
Yes.
Representative Talensky,
Yes.
Representative Harkin Phillips,
Yes.
Representative Stringham,
Yes.
Representative Priest,
Yes.
Representative Rung,
Yes.
Representative Munns,
Yes.
Representative Kelly, Representative Lane.
Yes.
The chair,
Yes.
thank you.
25 to 0.
25 to 0.
Thank you. And Representative Murray will have the report ready. Next, Representative.
The next bill is HB 494, relative to the Math Learning Communities Program and making an appropriation therefore. And I'll call on Representative Popovich for a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'll move to OTP. Oh,
OTPA.
well, OTPA, yes, I thought.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. And then what?
And then I would move to adopt Amendment 0973H as per the recommendation of Finance too.
Okay.
Is there a second?
What's the number? What's the number?
Say the number of the amendment.
The amendment is 0973H.
Thank you.
Harry.
Did you get a second?
Second.
And I had a note that the amendment removed the funding. Is that the case?
So I'll speak to the, yes, I mean, I can speak to the amendment if you'd like.
Yes, please do.
So this is a CCSNH bill, Community College System of New Hampshire bill, that includes two things as originally put forth. Basically, it changes the number of credits that one can get, both per course, I think it's 4 per course, and also the number of 4 credit courses one can take at no cost. If a student wants to pay for higher credit courses and or take more courses, they can at their expense. And there was funding in the bill which we stripped out and we're going to deal with separately. So this is strictly with the as amended, it will be strictly the restriction on the number of credits per course and the number of courses that may be taken by a student.
Thank you. Further discussion? Representative, okay. Seeing none, the motion is ought to pass as amended on House Bill 494. The clerk will call the roll.
Show of hands on the amendment.
Well, the amendment, let's see a show of hands. All in favor of the amendment? All right, hands down. Any opposed? Amendment carries. Okay, now the motions ought to pass as amended.
Representative McGuire,
Yes.
Representative Earth,
Yes.
Representative Mooney,
Yes.
Representative Edwards.
Yes.
Clerk votes yes. Representative Bean,
Yes.
Representative Cambrose, Yes. Representative Popovici Mueller,
Yes.
Representative Sweeney,
Yes.
Representative Daniels,
Yes.
Representative Seaworth,
Yes.
Representative DeRoy,
Yes.
Representative Nelenko,
Yes.
Representative Wallner, Representative Sullivan,
Yes.
Representative Murray,
Yes.
Representative Evil,
Yes.
Representative Dolinsky,
Yes.
Representative Harkin Phillips,
Yes.
Representative Stringham,
Yes.
Representative Priest,
Yes.
Representative Rung,
Yes.
Representative Munns,
Yes.
Representative Lane,
Yes.
Chair Weiler.
Yes.
The vote is 25-0.
Okay, and we'll get a report, and I believe that one now can go on consent because it has no money. Okay. Representative Earth.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The next bill is HB 506, relative to background checks during motions to return firearms and ammunition. And I'll call on Representative Popovich for a motion.
Thank you. I'd like to make an OTP motion on HB 506.
Is there a second?
I will second.
Thank you.
Who was the second?
DeRoy.
DeRoy.
Further discussion on House Bill 506. Representative Hacken Phillips.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just wanted the committee to know that Division 2 took a look at this bill, and the only lingering concern that didn't get a ton of discussion was the fact that there will be an increased cost for our court system to cover the transcripts that are described in the bill, to the tune of, I believe it was about $10,000 they estimated. No, I'm sorry, they couldn't estimate it. That's true. So there is some question, by requiring the courts to cover those transcripts, they're going to have some additional costs that were not accounted for. So just so the committee is aware.
Thank you. Clerk will call the roll on the motion of ought to pass on House Bill 506.
Representative McGuire,
Yes.
Representative Earth,
Yes.
Representative Mooney,
Yes.
Representative Edwards.
Yes.
Clerk votes yes. Representative Bean,
Yes.
Representative Cambrose, Yes. Representative Popovici Mueller,
Yes.
Representative Sweeney,
Yes.
Representative Daniels.
No.
Was that a no?
That's a no.
Representative Seaworth,
Yes.
Representative DeRoy,
Yes.
Representative Nelenko,
Yes.
Representative Wallner,
Yes.
Representative Sullivan,
Yes.
Representative Murray,
Yes.
Representative Evil,
Yes.
Representative Talinsky,
Yes.
Representative Harkin Phillips,
Yes.
Representative Stringham,
Yes.
Representative Priest,
Yes.
Representative Rung,
Yes.
Representative Munns,
Yes.
Representative Lane,
Yes.
24-1.
Yeah, I vote yes.
Ooh, sorry. Representative Walner,
Weiler votes yes.
Weiler. Oh, God, you get me confused.
Sorry.
We could turn his name.
Representative Earth.
No humor.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The next bill is HB 612, enabling the Division of Motor Vehicles to create a temporary traditional driver's license for youth operators about to turn 21. I'll call on Representative Murray for a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move ought to pass for HB 612. Shall I wait for a second or carry on?
Who second?
Second.
Now, Now I can carry on. Presently, if an individual turns 21 over a weekend or extended holiday weekend, the vertical youth license expires and they're not able to apply for adult horizontal license until the next business day and when the DMV is open. Right now, their only option is to reapply for a youth license, which means they either keep the vertical youth license for another 5 years or keep it only for a few days and reapply for the adult horizontal license. It's not an optimal scenario. This bill allows for 30-day youth license, which will see them through until they are able to receive the horizontal adult license. The bill will realistically only affect a few individuals, but for the sake of harmony in the family, saving the family from a cranky individual who must rely on the kindness of others for transportation, I recommend we pass this bill.
Very good. Further discussion? Seeing none.
Sorry, Mr. Chair. There is a 48,000 appropriation for this, for the DMV to figure out what they need to do to make this work.
Thank you. Obviously, it will not go on consent. All right, the motion is on to pass.
Mr. Chair.
Representative Telersky.
I just had a question for the division members. Is it possible that that update could happen in their annual software update and it might not actually be 48,000, but would be incorporated into the entire update?
It very well may be able to do that. I like to be upfront and conservative.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
We'll hope that works. Okay, the motion is on to pass on House Bill 612. 612. Clerk will call the roll on the motion of ought to pass.
Representative McGuire.
Yes.
Representative Earl.
Yes.
Representative Mooney.
Yes.
Representative Edwards.
Yes.
The clerk votes yes. Representative Bean.
Yes.
Representative Cambrils.
Yes.
Representative Popovici Miller.
Yes.
Representative Sweeney.
Yes.
Representative Daniels.
Yes.
Representative Seaworth.
Yes.
Representative DeRoy.
Yes.
Representative Nelvenko.
Yes.
Representative Walner.
Yes.
Representative Sullivan.
Yes.
Representative Murray.
Yes.
Representative Evil.
Yes.
Representative Talinsky.
Tulersky votes yes.
Representative Harkin Phillips.
Yes.
Representative Stringham.
Yes.
Representative Priest.
Yes.
Representative Rung.
Yes.
Representative Munn.
Yes.
Representative Lang.
Yes.
Representative Weiler.
Yes.
25-0.
Motion passes 25-0. It'll go on the regular calendar. Representative Earth.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The next bill is HB 671, establishing a kindergarten literacy readiness program. I'll call on Representative Popovich for a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move to retain.
I'll second.
Okay, motion to retain on House Bill 671. Further discussion from the committee. Representative Bean has his light on, did you? Okay. Representative Munns has a light on.
Oh, shit.
Sorry, I didn't have the name.
All right.
I'm looking at this.
Clerk will call the roll on House Bill 671
That's me.
with the motion to retain.
Representative McGuire.
Yes.
Representative Earth.
Yes.
Representative Mooney.
Yes.
Representative Edwards.
Yes.
Clerk votes yes. Representative Bean.
Yes.
Representative Cambrils.
Yes.
Representative Popovici Miller.
Yes.
Representative Sweeney.
Yes.
Representative Daniels.
Yes.
Representative Seaworth.
Yes.
Representative DeRoy.
Yes.
Representative Nelvenko.
Yes.
Representative Walner.
Yes.
Representative Sullivan.
Yes.
Representative Murray.
Yes.
Representative Ebel.
Yes.
Representative Talinsky.
Yes.
Representative Harkin Phillips.
Yes.
Representative Stringham.
Yes.
Representative Priest.
Yes.
Representative Rung.
Yes.
Representative Munns.
Yes.
Representative Lang.
Yes.
Representative Weiler.
Yes.
25-0.
25-0. Bill will be retained.
Who was the second on that?
Representative Earth.
Earth, sorry.
Thank you.
Representative Earth is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The next bill is HB 677, requiring schools to maintain a supply of EpiPen injectors for use in event of an emergency. And I'll call on Representative Popovich for for a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'd like to make an OTP motion on 677 to be followed by a different motion for the amendment. Oh,
Is there an amendment you want to bring forward?
I would like to bring up Amendment 0575H.
I'll second the amendment.
Okay? And describe how that amendment changes the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Oh, but I did want to clarify, I believe it's 0589H.
Say that again?
Amendment number 0589H.
I apologize, my colleague is correct. The sheet had an incorrect number. The amendment number that you have been given in the handout has the correct number. Be that as it may, the amendment just cleans up language which had an inadvertent mistake, in which language that was first removed was then mistakenly added back at the end of the bill. So the amendment cleans the language up, does not in any way change the intent of the bill in any way, shape, or form, just language cleanup.
Thank you. Further discussion? Representative Rung.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I have a question on line 11 and 12, we refer to nurse, but on line 17 and 26, we specify school nurse. Is that an inconsequential notation?
If I may.
Representative Popovici, would you like to answer the question?
I would believe that technically there may be smaller districts that may not have a school nurse but have a district nurse. So in my understanding, the language is meant to be flexible, so it covers the, situation. But frankly, it does. One could make an argument that just saying nurse throughout would work. It's, there is room there, but this does not seem to be something that created any concerns throughout the process up to now with the bill. So.
Okay, I just want to know if it was intentional or not. Thank you.
Well, I think it's having it on site and ordering it requires a nurse, but sometimes the person themselves can deliver it. So once they have the EpiPen, I think it's pretty much automatic. And so, they may need assistance or they may just need permission to use it. Representative Edwards.
Thank you. I noticed that there is no fiscal note. At least I haven't received one for this. They said it was requested on 1/6.
The amendment changed that to clarify there's no money involved.
No money involved, okay.
Okay, and we can probably put that on consent.
Follow up?
Go
In
ahead.
requiring them to have a policy locally, is there any required number of EpiPens that must be supplied?
Anyone from Division 2 know any information on that?
My understanding is that the current programs that are offering free EpiPens to districts come in packs of 2, and you can get up to 2 packs at one time. But once they're used, you can reapply for additional materials through the pharmaceutical company that runs the program. So this is a no cost to localities fiscal concern, and that the supply is ongoing.
Thank you for the information. Representative Edwards.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, my concern was just to
Daniel.
make sure that this was not an unfunded mandate.
Correct. Representative Telersky.
I just have a quick question. On the back of the amendment, there is an analysis that says it includes provides an appropriation to the Department of Education for reimbursement. I just didn't know if the LBA could speak to that, if that's for the previous bill or.
Mr. Landrigan, do you know any details?
I would just say that that's an error in the analysis of this amendment, but the bill itself does not have any appropriation, and the amendment rather does not have appropriation.
Thank you. Then I guess we can go on consent. All right, the motion is ought to pass as amended on House Bill 677. Is any further discussion? Seeing none, the clerk will call the roll.
You need to vote on the amendment first.
I think this, yeah.
Well, first, the amendment must be adopted. All in favor, raise your hands. Hands down. Any opposed? Unanimous. Okay, now the motion is ought to pass as amended on House Bill 677. Thank you for the reminder.
Representative McGuire.
Yes.
Representative Earth.
Yes.
Representative Mooney.
Yes.
Representative Edwards.
Yes.
Clerk votes yes. Representative Bean.
Yes.
Representative Camrose,
Yes.
Representative Popovici Mula,
Yes.
Representative Sweeney,
Yes.
Representative Daniels,
Yes.
Representative Seaworth,
Yes.
Representative DeRoy,
Yes.
Representative Nelvenko,
Yes.
Representative Walner,
Yes.
Representative Sullivan,
Yes.
Representative Murray,
Yes.
Representative Evil,
Yes.
Representative Talinsky,
Yes.
Representative Harkin Phillips,
Yes.
Representative Stringer,
Yes.
Representative Priest,
Yes.
Representative Rung,
Yes.
Representative Munns,
Yes.
Representative Lane,
Yes.
Representative Weiler.
Yes.
It's 25-0.
Okay, 25-0 ought to pass as amended. Representative Earth.
And I think you can put that on consent.
Yes, it can go on consent.
Okay, the last bill is HB 716, making an appropriation for the dual and concurrent enrollment program. This is also at CCSNH. And I'll call on Representative Popovich for a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move to retain.
Second.
And if I may very briefly speak to the motion, it is an appropriation for the dual and concurrent enrollment program, which is an extremely useful program. We are retaining it with the full intent of including it in HB2. And if through a miracle we find some new money, this is one of the places where we'd like to be able to add a little bit of an appropriation to help with expanding the program.
Okay, further discussion? Seeing none, clerk will call the roll on the motion to retain on House Bill 716.
Representative McGuire,
Yes.
Representative Earth,
Yes.
Representative Mooney,
Yes.
Representative Edwards. Yes. Clerk votes yes. Representative Bean,
Yes.
Representative Camrose,
Yes.
Representative Popovici Mula,
Yes.
Representative Sweeney,
Yes.
Representative Daniels.
Yes.
Representative Seaworth,
Yes.
Representative DeRoy,
Yes.
Representative Nelvenko,
Yes.
Representative Walner,
Yes.
Representative Sullivan,
Yes.
Representative Murray,
Yes.
Representative Evil,
Yes.
Representative Talinsky,
Yes.
Representative Harkin Phillips,
Yes.
Representative Stringer,
Yes.
Representative Priest,
Yes.
Representative Rung,
Yes.
Representative Munns,
Yes.
Representative Lane,
Yes. Yes.
Representative Weiler.
Yes.
The vote is 25-0.
Okay, 25-0. House Bill 716 will be retained. Next, we'll call on Representative Edwards.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. House Bill 71 FN. I'm going to ask Representative Seaworth to speak to it, and let's not forget that this is the one we want to attach the non-germane amendment to.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would move on to pass, and I would also move Amendment 2025-0555H.
Second.
So on the amendment, this is the non-germane amendment that we just had the hearing on. I think everyone felt that as drafted currently, there's no issue with it, so I would ask everybody to please support attaching it to this bill.
Show of hands on the amendment.
Okay, amendment, show of hands. Hands down. Any opposed? Motion, the amendment is adopted on House Bill 71.
So my motion now is ought to pass with amendment.
Motion is ought to pass as amended,
Second.
and a second by Representative Edwards. Further discussion on House Bill 71.
So this bill passed the House and came to us because of its potential fiscal impact. It is obviously quite unrelated to the amendment that we discussed. This one prohibits the use of schools as shelter or housing for a specific
group, aliens who have not been admitted to the United States. For me, it coming to finance as a second committee, I focused on that fiscal note because that's, if it weren't for that, we wouldn't have got it. The table shows no fiscal impact, it's all zeros, but in the discussion, it contemplates that there may be a worst case scenario where federal revenue is lost to the tune of $12 to $18 million. So we had some discussion to try to figure out what was behind that suggestion, and with the impact being somewhere between 0 and $18 million, where do we think it lies? That number comes from, as presented to us by the department, is the total amount of funding we have from federal refugee money and federal HUD housing money. And the concern from the department is they didn't understand some of the definitions in the bill and therefore determined that any and all federal funding could be at risk. I think when one takes the time to read in detail the entire text of the bill, look at the definitions, look at how they're defined in federal law, it becomes clear that this is in fact a very narrowly focused bill that only talks about a population that is not covered under either HUD or refugee funding. Furthermore, to me, the most important word in this is on line number 6, where it talks about exclusively providing housing for this specified class, which narrows down when this bill could ever take effect to almost an impossibility. The sponsor of the bill agreed with me on this, and in light of that, and in the light of the explanation that the department gave for how they came up with a fiscal note, I would propose that the fiscal impact is in fact 0 and that there's no reason for us to consider the bill further. Therefore, I recommend ought to pass.
Thank you. Representative Edwards.
So Representative Seaworth did a tremendous amount of investigation into the definition and the cross-referencing to the definitions in the federal law. And by the time he was done, the majority of Division 3 agreed that the worst case assessment provided in the fiscal note was really not relevant. And so we interpret the risk to the state at 0, not as much as 18 million. I do agree with Representative Seaworth that it was probably a misunderstanding of the definitions.
Thank you. Further from the committees, Representative Stringham.
I thank my colleagues for their comments. We agree that HB 71 bans the use of schools and institutional facilities to shelter specified aliens due to disasters like floods, fires, and earthquakes. But schools make an economical and appropriate site for those displaced during these national state declared emergencies. People arrive at these shelters without food, clothes, or paperwork during such disasters. Finance Committee did hear significant concerns that this bill may conflict with federal guidance, potentially resulting in the loss of federal funding from the Office of Refugee Resettlement and the Department of Housing and Urban Development. This could cost, as he said, in the worst case, as much as $18 million per year. This is financially reckless bill that may lead to public schools to not allow their schools to be used as shelter during emergencies, because if a displaced individual is not qualified under this definition, it could put their entire funding at risk. Given the rare circumstances of such natural disasters and the lack of evidence that specific aliens use public facilities during natural disasters, we should avoid a potential economic disaster of the man-made variety for our state and vote no on this motion so that an alternative motion can be made. Thank you.
Representative Tulersky.
I just wanted to clarify 2 statements. While my colleague maybe had a conversation with the prime sponsor, no sponsor ever came to any one of our work sessions. We continually asked for a sponsor to come talk to us, and we did not have anyone show up in our multiple work sessions. And second, while the statement was made that DHHS didn't understand the definitions, I think that speaks to the fact that the underlying bill is poorly written with poorly defined language, which shows the weaknesses in the base bill. So I will be voting against the motion. Thank you.
Kevin, do you show the vote from when it passed the House?
I don't have that at the moment, no.
It was a party line vote, sir.
Thank you. Okay, further discussion on this, on House
Over
Bill?
here, I have a question.
Representative Hackett.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm curious about enforcement. These are hectic, crazy times. And imagine a family arriving and perhaps some of those people haven't at this point been admitted legally. And so does Aunt Mary and Uncle Joe stay outside? Because who's checking to see? I mean, don't you just let everybody in who needs a bed for the night? I'm wondering who's going to find out whether or not someone is allowed in by this or not.
Representative Seaworth to reply.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I can respond to that. As I said, in line 6, the scope of this law is exclusively. So unless you're exclusively providing the housing only to that, the people as defined, it wouldn't apply. So if a group of people shows up, you wouldn't be, and we talked about that, in a disaster, you don't try to figure out who's whom. You're taking care of the disaster. In such a case, the law couldn't possibly apply because it isn't housing exclusively provided for this very specific population.
Further,
And
Representative.
just to follow up, that kind of begs the question as to when this would apply. It sounds like there are no circumstances under which this would apply, in which case, why are we doing it?
There is, as he said, it's very specific. Exclusively for specified aliens, as some schools in New York have done. They've taken the students out on a regular school day and put in these groups of aliens. So it's very specific to that group on that occasion. It does not appear to be an emergency shelter situation, the way I read it. Further discussion. Clerk will call a roll on the motion of ought to pass.
Sorry, you have one down.
Representative Nalabanga.
One further comment. As someone who lived in Elstead, we had in 2005, as many as you may know, we had a flood that killed 4 people, knocked out about 35, 40 homes, took out 7 miles of state highway, and we're involved had the National Guard, we're involved in the shelter. Having participated in that, one of the first things people do is to check to see who is there and who's still missing. So there's kind of an exercise in the first instance to identify people so that you can tell, should you still be looking for people that you know, and that involves really identification of people. So I think in response to your question, that's part of the exercise of saying who's there, who is still missing. So that occurs, I think, as a matter of routine in any kind of a disaster like that.
Thank you. Further questions, further information? Seeing none, clerk will call a roll. Ought to pass as amended on House Bill 71. Most recent amendment, I think, was 2025.
No.
No, that wasn't the one?
No, sir.
555.
It was, it ended in 0555.
Give me the number again.
It's the 2025-0555 hotel.
Thank you. Okay, my stand corrected. Ought to pass as amended 0555. Clerk will call the roll. Now I'm looking at the right place.
Representative McGuire.
Yes.
Representative Earth.
Yes.
Representative Mooney.
Yes.
Representative Edwards.
Yes.
Clerk votes yes. Representative Bean.
Yes.
Representative Cambrose.
Yes.
Representative Popovici Mueller.
Yes.
Representative Sweeney.
Yes.
Representative Daniels. Yes. Representative Seaworth.
Yes.
Representative DeRoy.
Yes.
Representative Nalbanco.
Yes.
Representative Wallner.
No.
Representative Sullivan,
No.
Representative Murray,
No.
Representative Evil,
No.
Representative Delansky,
No.
Representative Harkin Phillips,
No.
Representative Stringham,
No.
Representative Priest,
No.
Representative Rung,
No.
Representative Munns,
No.
Representative Lang,
No.
Representative Weiler.
Yes.
It's
14
14
to
to
11.
11, I believe.
Thank you. Okay. I'll be looking forward to reading all the reports where they're required, and we'll look at those right after this.
Mr.
I
Chairman?
hope you've all got them ready.
Mr. Chairman, sorry. Oh, on that last bill we just exec,
Will
I'm
there be a
mining,
minority report?
I am not doing the minority report. Representative Stringham is.
There
if you
will
wanna
be a
make-
minority report.
Yes, there will. Thank
Okay,
you.
and that's from.
And you want that sent to you and who else?
I'll be right here in my office and to me and Janet. And let's see, is there a minority report on any others? How about number 130, House Bill 133?
That was
Mr.
retained.
Chair, I
right?
believe it's retained.
That was
so there is
retained, no
minority
report required. Okay, so there's only one minority report.
I'd appreciate a copy of it as the chair. And then I believe Representative Seaworth's ready to go pretty quickly. Yeah. Can we?
All right, anything further? Division chairs, you want to announce when your next meetings will be? Will you be going back into sessions today? All right, tomorrow, the schedule calls for, I don't think there's anybody meeting on finance tomorrow.
Division meets at
Wait a
10
minute, I turned the page.
and again at
Division
1.
2 at 10 o'clock, Division 3 at 10 o'clock.
Yes, sir. We, Division 3 recessed today. We don't need to meet at 10. We'll meet at 1 instead, which is on the schedule.
Okay, so tomorrow you'll meet at 1 for Division 3?
And then I have a question for Mr. Ripple, because
And
it's
then-
at 10 o'clock in the calendar. Should I open and close?
I don't think you need to. I've asked Janet to cancel that meeting, and you've recessed until 1 p.m. tomorrow, so I think you're good.
All right, thank you.
Representative Erf.
We're meeting, Division 2 is meeting at 10 and again at 1.
Okay, thank you. All right, if this,
And we're meeting in 5 minutes or so.
all right, Division 1 will meet shortly. Thank you all for your attendance and your hard work on these bills.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Happy St. Patrick's Day. All right, we are adjourned.
Can you quickly go through with what